can vitamin D supplements reduce vertigo? It's a good question, and there is some research on it. And in this video, I'm going to show you the research and show you how to make sense of it if you're going to try it for yourself. So here is the study people are talking about: prevention of benign paroxysmal positional vertigo with vitamin D supplementation, a randomized trial. So this is a type of vertigo you get if maybe you have tinnitus or Meniere's disease or had a concussion. If you move your head the wrong way, things go wonky. If you've never experienced this before, you're lucky. I have, and it is not fun. So essentially in this investigation, they took about 1,000 people, they followed them for a year. They broke them up into roughly equal groups of individuals. You've got a vitamin D plus calcium group, more about that in a minute, and then another group where they just did some head manipulations to realign the crystals in the inner ear, and that's it. They didn't take any supplements, and they followed everybody for 1 year to see if they had reoccurrences of this positional vertigo. Now, something to realize, this supplement they contained, it was actually a chewable supplement that contained 400 international units of vitamin D and 500 milligrams of calcium. And here's the key thing: they took this chewable supplement 2 times a day. So that's important, because if you're going to do this, you're really getting 800 international units of vitamin D and 1,000 milligrams of calcium. So keep that in the back of your mind if you're going to do this. What do they find? So after 1 year, those taking a combination of vitamin D and calcium had about a 25% reduction in positional vertigo. It's about 24%. I rounded up to 25. And the other interesting thing here is it worked best in people whose vitamin D levels started out as low. And they defined low as 20 nanograms per deciliter. If you ever have your vitamin D levels checked by your doctor, you may notice on the blood test that normal blood level for vitamin D is about 30. So these people were actually definitely scoring low on the vitamin D table. Now, some things to realize if you're going to do this for yourself: what was the supplement that was used? And the drum roll, please. It was called Cabot chewable tabs. So I looked this up. It's actually made by a Japanese pharmaceutical company. It may not be available in all countries. I know when I checked before I recorded this video, it was not available in America, but I did find a comparable chewable supplement of D and calcium, which I'll put in the description so you can check it out for yourself. If you want to try these individual supplements, what type of vitamin D were they using? Was it vitamin D2 or vitamin D3? Turned out it was vitamin D3, cholecalciferol. Could the D2 work just as well? Maybe, but this study did use vitamin D3. In terms of calcium, did they use calcium carbonate, calcium gluconate, lactate, citrate? Calcium carbonate is the form of calcium used in this study. I think they use calcium carbonate because it has the most elemental calcium of any calcium supplement. It's about 40 or so percent elemental calcium in calcium carbonate. So you're getting a lot of bone building calcium per milligram of calcium. And that's why they went with this. Now, something interesting I wanted to point out to you, just as a sidebar: several studies over the last decade or more have found that vitamin D supplements improve balance in older adults. Reduce falls is what I'm saying here. So what happened in this study? Turned out, no, there was no change in balance. So it didn't reduce falls. It didn't improve balance in these older adults. I just found that was very interesting because I've been tracking the vitamin D and balance research for a number of years, but no improvement of balance. Not sure why that is. And then lastly, can you just use vitamin D by itself? And I think that's a really good question, because if you look at the title of the study, you don't see calcium mentioned anywhere. It's all about the vitamin D. Now, that said, I think D and calcium are going to work better together, and one of the reasons is this combination may work on the bones and crystals in the inner ear. If you know about this positional vertigo, you know these crystals can kind of migrate into the inner ear, and that's what seems to cause the vertigo. And by re-ossifying, strengthening the bones in the inner ear, maybe that's how this is working. That's one theory that's put out there. So I would say if you're going to do this for yourself, do the calcium, do the vitamin D, but it would be interesting to do a follow-up study with D by itself. So gang, did it work for you? Have you tried this combination of vitamin D and calcium for your vertigo? Let me know in the comments below. I'm interested because I've had vertigo myself in the past. It is not fun. So that's all I got for you. So let me know if it worked for you. Until next time, gang, I'm Joe Cannon. Go out, be safe, and where you can, do try to make a difference.